Like, no. So I was thinking it'd be kind of fun if I could get one of the coaches up here to help me with this really quick. Do I have a coach volunteer this afternoon? Okay, yeah, this guy right here, you're starting to lose your hair. Okay, yes, that guy, come on up here. Yes, awesome, come up here, sir. Someday you can look like me. How you doing? What's your name? All right, Mr. Dan, we're gonna be right here at the front of the line. And Coach Dan, you're gonna be responsible for showing everybody here how to do this. So the important question is, do you know what you're doing? No. Okay, so all I want you to do is jump in front of me going that way. Are you ready? Here we go. Should we let me try this again? All right, Coach, you want to know what the problem was? You were kind of doing like these little baby jumps, and just for demonstration purposes, I'd like to see your big boy jumps today. Okay, so, and just to be fair here, we did not give you a chance to warm up, so I'm going to give you 5 jumps to warm up with. All right, 5 jumps. Ready? 1, 2, there we go. Do you guys think you can do this? Let's find out. Here we go. Whenever you're ready. There we go. That's a little more like it. If you can just hang out right there for me, all I need you guys to do is just hop right over to Coach Dan's ad. Ready? Here we go. Nice big jumps. That works. Now, here we go. Very good. There we go. All right. That's it. Perfect. And last but not least. Yes, let's give these guys a hand. Awesome job. Thank you. You guys all head back to your seats. Now, I told you that I've broken 15 Guinness World Records. Now, how many of you have ever seen the Guinness World Records book before? As you see it, have you ever noticed something? That most of the records that are in there are a little bit weird. I mean, there's records for like the longest fingernails. I saw one in there the other day for the guy with the most piercings in his face. Kind of gross, but it's a world record. Well, none of my records involve weird body parts, but they don't have any normal ones. They're all a little weird. For instance, one of the records I hold is for jumping rope for an hour underwater. I love that look. You guys are like, no. Yeah, you actually had to jump up underwater for an hour. So, unfortunately, I could not get enough water in the room to show you this one live, but I did bring a video of what this looks like. So basically what you're going to do is jump rope like that for an hour. Now, obviously, I couldn't hold my breath for an hour, so you basically just do as many jumps as you can on one breath, and then you stand up, take another breath, and then drop back down. So you do that up and down for an hour. Now, I'm using a metal jump rope to do this with, just because these kinds of ropes don't work underwater. The record I had to beat was 900 jumps. I ended up doing 1,871. So, yeah, so I was pretty happy with that. So that's one of the weird records I've got. Now, there are quite a few other oddball ones. I've got ones for jump roping on stilts for a minute, jump roping in scuba fins for 5 minutes. We have some quirky ones. But I do want to show you guys a couple of them that I can show you here today. Now, one of them involves a soccer ball. And if you've ever played soccer, do you play soccer with your hands? No. It's a foot sport. So for this record, I had to learn how to juggle the soccer ball. And all that means is keep the ball off the ground with your feet, but you have to jump rope at the same time. So the way this looks is you got to be able to kick the ball up, and the goal is to go as fast as you can for 1 minute. Now the record I had to beat was 31 jumps. I ended up doing 180. So I beat that one by quite a bit. One of the other records that I hold involves something totally different. One of these. This is a unicycle. Everybody say unicycle. This is not a one-wheel bicycle. I hear people call it that all the time, but I like my audiences to sound smart. So if you guys ever happen to be outside and you see one of these things in the wild, call it a unicycle. Okay, so there's a lot of cool things you can do on here, but before we get into this, I was curious, how many of you guys think it would be pretty cool to be a world champion, world record holder at something? Doesn't matter what it's in, maybe you're into sports, maybe like music, art, math, science, and some of you guys who do extreme sports like skateboarding, snowboarding, nose picking, you know, whatever. I actually met a 4th grade student one time who, in the 4th grade, he actually set the world record for putting on the most socks. There is a record for that. So, you know, if you want to be a champion, there's an opportunity. And the thing that I've found is that God really has designed us to do great things in life. He's given you different gifts, different talents. Now, it might be a little different from mine. I'm one of only like 10 people in the world that jump rope professionally, so it probably is different than mine. But the thing is, we need to figure out, what has God gifted you with? How do we learn to follow God using our skills and talents? And then not just doing that, but how do we learn to glorify God through those skills and talents? So we're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a moment, but I want to show you guys this unicycle first. Now, the first thing you need to remember if you ever want to ride one of these is you got to remember one word: relax. Okay, you don't want to look like this. A lot of people, when they get up here, they do the exact opposite. They start to freak out a little bit, and they usually look something like this. They're like, and that's not a good thing. All right, you should be able to kick back to 1 foot, nice and easy. Once you get that down, you can start riding around. You can ride around forward. You can turn. And unlike a bicycle, you can also learn to ride backwards. So forward and backward. Now, before you do any of that, there is one other thing you got to learn how to do. Get on it. So I'm going to show you guys 3 different ways to get onto the unicycle. The first way is the easy way. Just swing your leg up, nice and easy. Once you get that down, you move up to the right way. Now, when I'm riding this, do I use my hands? No. So for the right way, I'm not going to touch it with my hands. I'll do everything with my feet. That's the right way. Now, if there's a right way to do something, what is there also? The wrong way. Probably the left way too. But the wrong way. And I would highly suggest you never try this. All right, here we go. The wrong way. Get on the unicycle. Now, do you guys really want to see this? I just thought that I would check, because this is going to hurt me a lot more than it's going to hurt you. So, and we're okay with that. Right, here we go. The wrong way. Oh! Now that we're up here, you guys want to see some tricks on this thing? Okay, so let's say you've got all the basics down. You can go forward, you can go backward. One of the first tricks that I learned is something called walking the wheel, which is like it sounds. You just start here, and you push the wheel with your feet. So you can walk the wheel. Once you can do that, you can also ride around without the seat. Do you guys want to see a bunny hop? Okay, watch closely, because this does happen kind of fast. Here is the bunny hop. And nobody likes that one. Oh, do you guys want to see a bigger one than that? Okay, so a bigger bunny hop would look like this. Once you can do that, you can also hop on the tire and back down. If you get that, you can use something called a stall. And for the stall, you just go from here. And it looks like that. But I can tell most of you guys are wondering, what on earth does all this have to do with jump roping? So do you guys want to see me jump rope on this thing? Okay, to do this, all we do is grab a rope. Start hopping. And you can start off going slow. Once you get it slow, you go a little bit faster. Maybe you have a cross in. You can go behind the back. You can do some double unders. You can mess up. Anyway, those are some tricks you can do on a unicycle. Now, it seems like everywhere that I travel, somebody will come up to me and ask me a bunch of questions, and one question that I always get is which record was the very first one that I ever did? Well, the first one was for jumping on the unicycle. I did the most jumps in 1 minute. The record I had to beat was 208 jumps in 1 minute. So if you can imagine going that fast without a unicycle, that's kind of hard to do, but holding a 15-pound unicycle at the same time does make it a little bit tougher. So when I did that record, I ended up hitting 237, which is almost 4 jumps every second. And the reason I wanted to beat the old record by as much as I could was because the previous record holder was a 12-year-old girl. Yeah, and I wanted to make sure she could not come back to beat me. And here we are a few years later, think I'm safe. But speaking of that, you could be a champion at any point in your life. I mean, the girl that did that, she actually did set that record at the age of 12. Me, I won my very first world championship when I was in 3rd grade. And I ended up winning 7 years in a row from when I was 3rd until 10th grade. In fact, if you read through the Bible, you'll notice that God uses very young people. Like when David killed Goliath, he was about 12. But the cool thing is God also uses old people, because when he called Noah to build the ark, he was about 500. So it doesn't matter where you're at, God can do something with you. And I want to look at why don't more people become champions.